Hello folks, Alex here. This is Alex Unabridged. And today I've just got a bit of a ramble for you, a bit of a ramble about my week and a little look at a reorganisation of bookshelves, an unhaul and an unexpected little haul as well. So welcome back to the channel if that is the case. Yeah, it's been one of those weeks this week. It's been constant interruptions and, life shit that gets in the way of everything else. I've had appointments to get to, I've had to wait in for a new cooker because our cooker broke, and then we had to wait in for, I've had to sort out the installation of that, general other life stuff to get done. And so it kind of, this week, it feels like I've done sweet FA in terms of work, and I've not had a huge amount of time to read this week as well, so I need to step up, pick up the pace certainly next week to get back on track for getting through my mammoth TBR for this month. But I have managed to get a couple of things done. In fact, Easter weekend, last weekend, I had a proper good spring clean of my bookshelves. And by that I mean, I kind of went through them all. The ones downstairs, I'll put some footage up. I did take some footage. I went through them all and separated out my wife's books and my books because they're all mixed in together. I pulled loads out for an unhaul. So I will hand you over briefly to past Al to take you through what I unhauled.
So this is my little pile of stuff that I am selling for a little bit of money, just as it like trade-in stuff basically, so I can send these off and get a bit of credit back and spend them on more books, spend it on more books. I had quite a lot of kind of first volumes of comics which I bought to kind of try them out, and that they're not ones that I'd carry on with, so those kind of added up a bit, and just some random stuff basically. So that's my little pile of stuff that will help me buy another couple of second-hand books. Then coming down to the floor, to the piles down here, this pile, get my sewing out of the way. This pile on the left here is going to be for donation. So I will donate most of these, although, to bookshops, etc. Although I'm not sure about the employee relations and employee law in context, which are my wife's. I don't think those all, fly off the Oxfam bookshop shelves. So I don't think they'll necessarily want those. They're very out of date now as well. But those will be either sent to the, book recycling or charity or what have you. And then the pile on the right here is the stuff that I am going to use for art. Lots of it is stuff that is really out of date, like that Harcourt Brace anthology of drama is really out of date. The dictionaries, things like that are really out of date. Obviously crosswords and stuff like that are written in. A lot of stuff has notes in, or is stuff that, kind of came free with something. I do particularly like that little book of the internet, a rough guide 1999 edition. There's some fun stuff in that. So I think I might have a bit of fun with that one in terms of making some strange artworks with it.
So yes, got rid of quite a lot of stuff and, kind of saved some stuff for other things. And yeah, reorganised my own shelves. So I've got a very small collection of hard copy stuff downstairs now. But that's the way I want it, because I needed to make space for some new stuff that's coming in. So at least I managed to get that done. And then today, in fact this morning, I had to go to the shops. I got to that point where, I was running short on loads of stuff. And I wanted to take those books that I'd earmarked for donations and get rid of them, because my wife doesn't want them just sat in a pile in the dining room forevermore. So I thought, yeah, I'll take them in. So the library had some of those, and then the ones that they didn't want, I took to the Oxfam bookshop in Glossop, and inevitably I stepped inside a bookshop, really only to drop things off. Yeah. Couldn't come out empty-handed, could I? Well, I mean, those books that I've sold, you know, for a little bit of money, I was going to just, you know, spend online with the company that I'd kind of used to you know, to buy them from me, but I thought, no, I've got cash burning a hole in my pocket. So yes, I picked up some books. So from the Oxfam bookshop, which is a lovely little bookshop, I found a few bits and pieces. I found This Book Is Full of Spiders by David Wong, which is one that I've had on my list for a while. It was, in fact, you know, David Wong stuff generally, I put another one on my birthday list. So yeah, this one I really like the sound of. You know, the fact it just says, "Seriously, dude, don't touch it," and the back of it reads very. It sounds bonkers but hilarious. But I might have to hide this one from my wife, because any mention of spiders, you know, she might not like that. Not a spider fan. So that's the first one. I then got Pine, which is another one that I've had on my list for ages, because I'm trying to read through some kind of folk horror. Yeah, this one I really liked the look of. So I'll give that one a crack. That's by Francine Toon rather. And the other one, these were all in like a 3 for a £5. And I got Piranesi, I think it's pronounced, by Susanna Clarke, which I think was a prize winner of some sort. Yes, shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction 2021. Certainly shortlisted. But I think this is kind of magic realism as far as I can tell. I kind of I want kind of a pool of books to draw from for one of my adventures in genre months, which will be magic realism. So I thought I will grab that. So those are the first three. Those are the paperbacks. And then I happened to notice this, and I couldn't not buy it. The complete illustrated works of Lewis Carroll. I've not actually ever read any Lewis Carroll. I've not read, you know, Alice, and what is it? Is it The Hunt for the Snark, or The Tale of the Snark, or something like that? Hunting of the Snark, and Phantasmagoria and other poems and things like that. So it's got everything in it, but it's also got, you know, it's illustrated, and I do love some, you know, nice black and white pen and ink illustrations, scratchy illustrations in it. So I found that, and I thought I've got to have that, in terms of, you know, I've wanted to read Lewis Carroll for a while. So yes, I will get round to that in bits and pieces, I should think. But it's nice because I've got it and I can just read a little bit at a time. But yeah, lots of nice scratchy illustrations. So I found that and I thought, oh yeah, that's great. And then a couple of shelves down, I found that. And again, I've read a few bits of Grimm, but not all of it by any means. And I'm really kind of interested in looking at kind of fairy tales and folk stuff and things like that at the moment, largely because of stuff that I'm writing as well. But it's, you know, just I want stuff that I can, you know, have in bits and pieces as well as full novels. I want stuff that's, you know, short stories, things like that. And so yeah, so this is illustrated as well. It's got I think it's got pretty much everything in it that the Brothers Grimm wrote, by the looks of it. But yes, this has got some lovely illustrations in it as well, in a similar style, kind of, you know, sort of the lovely scratchy pen and ink kind of drawing. So yes, both of them like £3. I think £3. One was £3. One was £3.50. I'm like, yeah, I'm having there. So yes, so that was my little haul from the Oxfam bookshop. And then I was kind of like, well, I'm in Glossop. I know there's a really nice second-hand community bookshop. Once I start, I can't stop. So I thought I'll chip over there and see what they've got in. I actually went in looking for, you know, specifically to see if they had any Philip K. Dick books, because I managed to get onto kind of thinking about Philip K. Dick recently after conversations with a couple of people actually, and I wanted to try. I was going in to try and find a copy of A Scanner Darkly, because I've not read that in years. I've read it and I love it. In fact, it nearly made my top 10 fiction. But I want to reread it, and then it might end up in the top 10. But they didn't have any of that, unfortunately. They didn't have any Philip K. Dick. And Arthur C. Clarke was the other one that I was looking for, because I've never read any Arthur C. Clarke. And so yeah, I kind of went in to look for that, and I didn't find that. But what I did find was quite a lot, but bargains, absolute bargains, like £1 a book virtually. Yeah, I'm going to blame Ollie from Criminolly for these purchases, because he's the one who's got me interested in this kind of horror. So I've picked up some stuff that I've been kind of, you know, wanting to find for a while, but isn't necessarily always, you know, kind of easy to find. I think it's probably certainly easier to find in second-hand places. So first one, Richard Lehman. I've never read any Richard Lehman. I hear interesting things about Richard Lehman. And so I thought I'll give him a go. All of these, in fact, will probably go in my Garb August reading list. So yeah, Richard Lehman, Funland. I've, you know, no expectations at all with Richard Lehman that I'm necessarily going to love it, or even like it, but I do want to try it. And you know, anything that's kind of set in a you know, kind of a fun house, fun park, you know, theme park, amusement place, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's going to interest me. So yeah, Funland, give that one a crack. Then I've got Legion, which I've never read, the sequel to The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. This one I'd nearly bought online the other day, actually, as in a second-hand place online. But by the time I decided I wanted to get it and went back, they didn't have it anymore. So yes, I saw this and kind of went, oh, yes, so I'll have that. So yes, I've got that one. Then I've got Breeding Ground, Sean Hutson, the sequel to Slugs, which I haven't read yet, but I have got coming, hopefully in an online order soon. So I thought I might as well, while I'm in the bookshop, I might as well get that while I see it, and it's £1. So, you know, so yes, I've got that one, Slugs. That was the first one that Ollie mentioned, or the first one that I saw of kind of Ollie's videos on, you know, this sort of horror, this sort of era, this sort of horror, that kind of got me interested in reading some of this stuff. So yes, I got that. Then what else we got? We've got Locusts by Guy N. Smith, which I'd never heard of before. A winged nightmare of swarming terror. So yeah, but all of these as well, like especially the ones that I've still got to show you, they're like disgusting books in terms of they're really dirty. And I'll probably have to wash my hands after every time I read them. You know, they're I think they're rather old. I think they've obviously sat on someone's bookshelf for a little while. But yes, they kind of should be. I think, you know, I think that's part of, you know, this sort of stuff should probably be a little bit dirty. So yeah, so locusts. Then I've got a couple of Edward Jarvis. I've got Maggots, the Squirming Menace. So yes. Again, I liked the cover of that. Well, liked. I was drawn by the cover of that. So yeah, got some maggots to read about. The other Edward Jarvis is Pestilence, which again the cover kind of drew me, but also did actually scare me a bit because, you know, water and things with teeth, not for me generally, but that doesn't look too sharky, so I can get away with that. But yes, Pestilence, don't go near the water. Yeah, again, another filthy book. But yeah, couldn't not buy it. And then finally, the last one is Simon Ian Childer, Worm. Something horrible is crawling out of your worst nightmares. Again, I love the cover of that. And then I read the back, and I just kind of went, I have to get this. I thought, I have to, I have to read that for Garb August potentially. So again, nice, you know, short one as well. I should think I'll be able to rip through these reasonably quickly. But yes, so that is my little stack of trash, absolute kind of trashy horror. So yeah, and for, like, as I say, like £1 a book, I was like, I can't not. It'd be rude not to. So yes, so my week ended on a high note by me treating myself to a load of books whilst doing the chores in the shopping and stuff in Glossop. So yes, that is pretty much all I have for you today. I will be having another little trip out next week for what I think will probably be a bigger haul, because that one is, you know, that one's birthday pennies to spend. And there are many more bookshops in Manchester where I will be going. So there will be more stuff incoming, most definitely. And there will be a little video out on Sunday this week as well. So yes, I will leave it there for now. I hope you all have had good, productive weeks, unlike me. And thank you very much for watching. As I say, I will be back soon with more bookish rambles and all that good stuff. But from me, for now, that's ta-ra.